Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Money Matters Top Tips for Success, where each and every day I bring on new business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives and have them share their top tips for success with you. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, moneymatterstoptips.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today's a very special episode. I have Alex Sonkin on the line, and he is the founder over at VFO Hub, also known as Virtual Family Office Hub. And Alex was chosen to be a co-author in our latest book, Money Matters Top Tips to Success. This is the Business Leaders Edition, Volume 2. First, Alex, congratulations on being chosen to be in the book. Love your chapter.
Adam, thank you so much. It's an honor to be chosen. It's an honor to participate in this awesome project. And writing that chapter was the time of my life. So it's been an amazing experience.
So I'm excited to get more into this. So first, let's just jump right in. So your chapter, The Power of Open Source Peer-Reviewed Due Diligence. What was your inspiration for this chapter?
You know, we've had the pleasure of working with elite CPA firms and law firms and family offices now for going on 11, 12 years. At least that's been my experience before I joined. My ex-partner in his firm, that he's been doing this for another 15 years. So we really have, about 25 years of experience of working with elite CPA firms, law firms, specialty firms. And what we found was that tax planning, very sophisticated tax planning, is virtually impossible to do for the tax professional today because no one knows how many pages there are in the tax code. Tax attorneys who spend their lives working on tax strategies are not allowed to openly market and solicit their tax planning solutions. So if you're a CPA firm or a family office and you have a high net worth client that has a large tax event and they're looking for ways to mitigate those taxes, number one, they don't know how many pages are in the tax code and they don't know all the possible strategies to mitigate the tax. And so they're trying to do diligence, but it's essentially impossible for them to do it. So what we've done is we looked at what Amazon, what Uber, what Facebook and some of these technology companies are doing to utilize all this incredible technology that's been developed over the last 2 decades. And what we said is, look, imagine if we had this community, which is really what we've built. So we said, because our community are independent CPA firms and law firms and specialty firms, they're introducing us to their favorite resources. We meet those resources and we take them through this multi-step process of due diligence, meaning we introduce them to our top CPAs, our top family offices, our top law firms. As they pass their due diligence process, we vet their strategy more and more, and ultimately we introduce it to our independent community. Because every CPA firm and law firm in our community is independent, they really don't care about stepping on my toes or other people's toes. Like, for instance, if Deloitte or KPMG or Goldman Sachs brings a new strategy to their company, a low-level W-2 employee is going to, who has a problem with the strategy or a question about that strategy, is it going to work with this structure or this loan or this LLC or this idea? They may be scared to ask that question because the higher-ups might look down on that, maybe fire them. So what we realize is there's a power of independence, and Amazon has proved it. When I go on an Amazon app and I see 5,000 peer reviews showing me 4.9 stars and a great price to a great product, that gives me tremendous confidence. I click, I buy it, it's on my house in 10 hours. What we wanted to do is we wanted to reduce the time and eliminate the risk associated with due diligence and bring essentially cliff notes of all the independent due diligence done on all these different strategies to every single member, every single CPA firm, law firm, and specialty firm that's part of our community, so that a new CPA plugs in and they can quickly analyze due diligence on all these different strategies and bring amazing results to their biggest clients. And that's essentially what we've done. So, yes, I'm the founder of the Virtual Family Office Hub, but I'm really proud of creating the Due Diligence Project, which is essentially the most important thing that we do inside the VFO Hub, is facilitate the due diligence process, reduce risk, reduce time associated with traditional due diligence. What we found is essentially virtually impossible unless you're using this peer-reviewed independent community.
And so in your chapter, you talk about why the current tax planning system is so mysterious or broken. Can you go a little bit more into that?
Yeah. So because there's so many challenges, and businesses have a goal, right? What is the goal for business? It's just to make money. And yeah, we'd love to be able to do the due diligence on every kind of strategy, but the reality is it's impossible to do it. And a large CPA firm in your town that's doing due diligence the traditional way, what they really have is they have a company with a bunch of W-2 employees. They might be part of an association with other CPA firms that also have a bunch of W-2 employees. Do any of them know how many pages there are in the tax code? No, they don't. The tax code's constantly changing. Sometimes they have to wait in December to get the Congress to make final changes to do planning between December 20th and December 31st. They have 11 days, and people are going to Christmas vacations and New Year breaks and things like that. So this is what a typical CPA or tax professional is facing with in terms of doing planning, besides the fact that they have to do produce tax returns, financial statements, and deal with all sorts of maybe 1,000 clients, 1,500 clients. There's a lot of challenges and time constraints just to begin with, let alone trying to do proactive tax planning, which means they have to find the best strategies out there. And because these tax attorneys are not allowed to legally solicit and market their tax strategies in the open marketplace, how are they going to find these people? And so just like Uber has changed the way that we travel, right? It's like, do you want to wait on Saturday night on New Year's to try to find a taxi in New York City? Or is it easier just to plug, click on your Uber, boom, and you get a car right to your spot? Uber's changed the way we travel. Some people aren't even buying cars because Uber's available. Well, our due diligence community is doing the same thing for sophisticated tax planning. So instead of a CPA firm just saying, look, I don't have access to the smartest tax attorneys. All I have access to is the local estate planning attorneys who really don't know much beyond selling, basic trusts. Or I have access to other CPAs, and what they know how to do is to fill out a tax return. How do I find the best tax attorney? Or how do I find the best specialist to help my client reduce his taxes in this particular setting? Without strategic leverage, without an independent community that's introducing resources and taking those resources through a multi-step vetting process and sharing their experience like a peer review, like an Amazon peer review, how is tax planning done outside of that? I'm not sure. What I'm seeing and what we've seen is it's really not done very well. Now, Zuckerberg and Bezos, and Warren Buffett, they have the ability to attract and find these amazing specialists out there. But there's only a handful of billionaires that have access to this incredible pool of resources. Why should only Bezos, Zuckerberg, and Warren Buffett have access to these people? Why can't the $10 million adjusted gross income business owner, the $1 million adjusted gross income business owner have access to the same ideas? And that's really what we're doing, is we're taking resources that have only been available to a handful of billionaires and bringing those resources to the hands of elite CPA firms and family offices so they can make a difference in our communities with ordinary successful business owners who aren't billionaires.
Oh, that's great. And Alex, and I love that, and that's one of the reasons why you were chosen for the book, was really your concept of this peer review and taking it to the space of tax planning is just, in my mind, I haven't seen anybody else do it, and exactly what you're doing. And when you explained it to me the first time, it just made so much sense. You said, well, Amazon, you can go on there, you can see reviews, you understand what peer review works, you understand how, and if you want to do business with a person, why can't you do that with the tax strategy? And I'm like, the light bulb just went off. I'm like, well, wait a minute, that makes a lot of sense. How come I can't do that? So I love what you brought to the project, to the book. Alex, if somebody wants more information on either the due diligence project or VFO Hub, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
They can reach out to me at Sonkin, ASONKIN at VFOHub.com. They can go to VFOHub.com. They can go to duediligenceproject.com, info@duediligenceproject.com. Those are all ways to get in touch with us. 858-205-7963 is our phone number as well. We're really excited to be working with you, Adam. This is just the beginning. This project is energizing our entire community, and we feel like we're only getting started. So thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of this book. And you're going to see more stuff coming out from us, from you, from me, and just having a lot of fun.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, hey, appreciate you coming on the show, Alex, and all that you do. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. I hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review, do all those great things we do to support our podcasters. I really do appreciate it. And Alex, thanks again for coming on the show.
Appreciate it, Adam. Thanks. Have a great day, my friend.
All right, so we'll cut the audio there. Man, great interview. You're on fire. I love your energy right now. You're killing it. I'm ready to put you. I'm like, get this guy in front of somebody right now. I love it. Your energy's on fire, man.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just having fun, and I'm just,
I hear it in your voice. I hear it in your voice, though. I'm just telling you, feedback.
Adam,
it's awesome.
I'll tell you what. I'm excited for you. I get pumped up. It's like funny. It's like when you work really hard, and I know that you work really hard, and I don't know you that well, but I know you work really hard. And good things happen, and lucky things happen to people who work really, really hard for a long time in one area. And I think that's what's happening with you right now. You're just hitting your stride, and I mean, the Money Matters stuff is just awesome. So I'm excited for you, and I'm excited. Look, I don't know if you know this, but I talked about it with you a little bit ago. I told you about my wife's company, Go Macro.
I don't think so. I don't know.
So the one thing,
pretty good with memory. I'm pretty good at memory. I don't remember Go Macro. Go ahead.
So I came up with an idea, and that's pretty much all I did is just I come up with ideas. But my wife built this idea that I had into a company that's now worth close to $500 million. So we have the leading energy protein bar in the country, in the world. It's called Macro Bar. Go Macro. So we're in
I know what that is. No, I know. Yeah, I know the bar. Now that you say that, I didn't know that. So yeah.
So that was my idea. So
holy
my wife.
Shit.
Yeah. So my wife and her mom built the company based on me telling them, hey, you need to sell these. And my wife was a school teacher. So I basically was like, listen, here's what you say. Here's who you call. Here's how you talk to them on the phone. And my wife just started making, this is like 16, 17 years ago. We now have a 40,000 square foot facility and 120 employees. And PepsiCo's been trying to acquire us. And it's a serious deal. So
that's amazing. That's so cool.
It's pretty crazy. So, so this is, we could do another podcast and talk about, the two ideas I have really is, okay, people want to eat delicious food and not die of disease, which is Go Macro. Mm-hmm. And people want to not pay taxes and not go to jail, which is the due diligence project. And,
I think, hold on. So I think you just, like, if we're thinking about addressable needs, you're hitting, like, two things people can't do. Like, they have to have health and they have to have taxes. No offense. They have to have taxes, like everyone.
Right. And so I'm in the world, I want to develop things where I don't want to sell anything, and neither one of these things we have to sell because people just naturally want those things. They don't know that it exists. So we created those two things, and I didn't really create it. I just saw it. I just packaged them. That's all I did. Yeah. Which is really what you're doing. You're just packaging ideas, and that's the real value of what we're doing is package. And the wealthiest people in the world don't really even come up with anything. They look at the world and they see opportunities and they take ideas and they package them. and put it out there. I mean, that's what Microsoft did. I mean, that's what Facebook, that's what all these, none of these people came up with anything, you know. They just packaged what's already out there. So I'm just kind of using the patterns that I'm seeing in the marketplace. I mean, this is a whole book on its own right here. You know,
wow, man, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
That's
it's totally. So yeah, like I came here into this country with $270. My parents had $270 in their pocket from the Soviet Union when I was 7 years old, and I've worked my ass off, and I've had people steal a lot of money from. I mean, I've had a whole roller coaster ride, but I'm just right now. Yeah, go ahead.
Quick side note, so I have to get to this other interview. I'm a couple minutes behind on them, but I need you to put your put VFO Hub and part of the due diligence project, like talk about it in the Facebook today. It's Plug Friday, so get on there real quick and do a quick post about it so that we can get what you're doing out there. Literally, just leave the link to VFO Hub and all that other good stuff, and just write a quick post for me so that we can get everybody else going. Because sometimes people are shy, and I'm like, man, I need people to break the ice, because I understand it's different because I know everybody. Everybody doesn't know everybody, but I'm like, shit, somebody's got to break the ice. So do me a favor and break the ice, okay?
I'll do it.
All right, thank you.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
I'll talk to you later. Bye.